Namaskar, everyone. Good morning. I hope all of you are doing well. Recording from the July 4th celebration. We had a very nice puja Monday. Now let us continue our study of the 17th chapter. We're almost at the end of the Gita. All right. We begin with a prayer. This is on page 196 of Universal Prayers, the Universal Prayers, the book. The second one on that page. This shloka is from Kulashekar Alvar's Mukundamala Stotram. I have not seen the whole Stotram. It's a very nice hymn, full of devotion, heartwarming devotion. You want to chant this shloka, gives so much joy and peace. Om Nastha dharme navasunichaye naiva kamopabhoge yad bhavyam tad bhavat bhagavan purvakarmanurupam etat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi Padambor Yagagata Nischala Bhaktirastu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, I do not care for the so-called meritorious acts, punya karma, which take us to heaven, neither for wealth, nor for the enjoyment of the objects of desire. Let that which is inevitable fall to my lot according to my previous karma. But this much is my cherished desire, that I should be endowed with love unshaken for the lotus feet in this life as well as in lives to come. Om, peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. This prayer, Kulashekara Alvar's prayer, should remain thus of similar prayers. Only for pure devotion, prayers by Sri Ramakrishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and others. When we pray to God, ideally we should not be praying for anything, any worldly benefit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Shikshashtakam, Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavita Mo Jagadesha Kamaya. O Jagadesha, Lord of the universe, Dhanam Kamaye, I'm not seeking wealth. Najanam Kamaye, I'm not seeking progeny, disciples, followers. Nasundarim Kamaya, I'm not seeking a good-looking spouse. The Kavitam Kamaya. Kavita means poetry. I'm not seeking ability to write poetry, literary skill, etc. But I want one thing from you. This is the only thing we should always ask of God when we pray to God. That is, Mama Janmani Janmani. In this birth, in all my future births, if I have to take more births in the future, Ahitaki Bhakti Bhavatat. May I have pure, motiveless devotion to your lotus feet in my heart. Similarly, Sri Ramakrishna's prayer in the Gospel. Ma ami tamar sharnagato, tamar si padapadde sharnanilam, देह सुख चाहिना, लोकमान्य चाहिना, अणिमादि अष्टसिद्धि चाहिना। केवल एक जनो तुम्हार श्रीपाद बदे अमाय शुद्धा भक्ति है, निष्काम अमला अहित की भक्ति। दिस प्रेयर माँ तम भाई अमर आर केवु नहीं, अभी वजनहीन, साधनहीन, भक्तिहीन, ज्ञानहीन। कृपा करो तुम्हार श्रीपाद बदे अमाय शुद्धा भक्ति दाव माँ। This is the prayer Sri Ramakrishna taught us to say. Pray only for pure devotion. Other things, as much as they come, depending on our karma. Now, let us continue with our 17th chapter study. In the last time we did shloka number 6, describing very severe kinds of meaningless austerities, punishing the body for nothing. Austerity is mental, not physical. Swami Brahmarupananda Raja Maharaj said, the essence of austerity is control of the mind, control of lust and greed. That's the essence of all austerities. The physical part is only as much as necessary. Too much fasting and standing in the water and like lifting one hand, those are not austerity. They are simply meaningless punishing of the body for nothing. So essence of austerity is to practice purity of mind and seek freedom from lust and greed. Kamani Kanchana, as Sri Ramakrishna likes to put it. Now in the 7th shloka onwards, Bhagavan Sri Krishna describes 3 kinds of food, ahara. Ahara, food occupies a majority for time, resources and energy. So much thinking, talking about food, whole TV channels, food channels, so much discussion. So food has to be simple. So 3 kinds of food are going to be described. Sattvic ahara, rajasic ahara, tamasic ahara. In the same way, 3 kinds of yajna, dānaṃ, tapas are going to be described in this chapter. 3 kinds of yajna, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic yajna. 3 kinds of dānaṃ, charity, and three kinds of tapas, austerities. We'll study all of that in the following verses. So, sloka number 7 now. āhārastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyaḥ yajñastapastathā dānaṃ teṣāṃ bhedamimaṃ śṛṇu. Bhagavan Sri Krishna introduces the topic here for the next few slokas. āhārastvapi sarvasya. Ahara means food. We'll understand what really food means. We think food means what we eat and drink. There's much more to it. Trividho bhavati. Priyaḥ. Sarvasya priya. Everybody likes food. Who does not like food? Sarvasya priyaḥ āhāraha trividho bhavati. Food that is dear to all is of 3 kinds. Similarly, yajna, tapaha, tatha, dānaṃ. Trividha. 3 kinds of yajna, 3 kinds of dāna, 3 kinds of tapas. teṣāṃ imam bhedam śṛṇu. Know the difference among them. Listen to me. He's going to describe the different kinds of yajna, dāna, tapas and ahara. Very important. Now we go to the 3 kinds of ahara first. This is sloka numbers 8, 9 and 10. 3 slokas describing sattvic, rajasic and tamasic ahara, food. So let us do sloka number 8. आयुस्सत्तबलारोग्यसुखप्रीतिविवर्धनाः रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृद्या āhārastvapi. Ahara means, in this context, in a limited sense, food that we eat and drink. But ahara means much more than that. We have 5 jnanendriyas, sense organs of perception. Whatever we take in through any of those 5 sense organs of perception, jnanendriyas, is food to the mind, and therefore to the body also. Whatever happens in the mind is reflected in the body. Actually, mind and body are not two separate things. They appear to be. The finer part of our personality is the mind, and the grosser visible part is the body, sense organs. The real meaning of ahara is described in the Chandogya Upanishad. There is a very interesting, very important conversation between Narada Maharshi and Sanat Kumara, the great sage, son of Brahma. At one time, Narada Maharshi himself did not have peace of mind. He was afflicted with sorrow and all kinds of disturbance, no peace. What to speak of ordinary jivas like us? So Narada goes to the greatest teacher, Sanat Kumara, and explains to him his predicament. Narada says, I'm afflicted with shoka. Shoka means grief. I've studied all the scriptures, Narada says. All the Vedas, Upanishads, and grammar, logic. All Shastras, astronomy, botany, zoology, physiology, mathematics, everything he has studied. But still he does not have peace of mind. That means aparavidya does not bring peace of mind. Aparavidya means all the knowledge, all the branches of knowledge that we study in schools and academic institutions. All the social sciences, humanities, literature, and the sciences and technologies. They serve an important purpose in our life, but they are eventually their role is somewhat limited. They are important, but their role is limited. What really brings lasting peace of joy, a peace of mind and joy, is knowledge of the self, our true nature, or devotion to God, pure devotion to God, either of them. So Narada knows that one. Narada says to Sanat Kumara, I've heard from great teachers like you. This whole discussion about ahara will come to that one. Shrutam is Bhagavad Drishebhyaha tarati shokam atmavit iti. From great people, teachers like you, I have heard, Narada says to Sanat Kumara, that Atmavit, one who knows the Atman, Brahmajnani, Atmajnani, Saha Shokam Tarati. He crosses over the ocean of grief, samsara. Therefore, please help me. Shokasya param tarayatu. Please help me to cross over the ocean of ignorance and suffering, which only knowledge cannot bring. Freedom from suffering and ignorance. Then Sanat Kumara, being the greatest teacher, he takes Narada through a series of small increments, starting from where Narada is. Narada knows all the scriptures. He is memorized, he can chant all the scriptures from memory. everything, but still no peace of mind. From that verbal knowledge of all these scriptures that Narada has mastered, step by step, in about 18 or 19 small steps, Sanat Kumara takes Narada to the highest knowledge in increments. Right away does not say Tattamasi Brahmasmi. It leads Narada to that level. Then finally, Sanat Kumara says Narada is seeking happiness, freedom from worry, anxiety, suffering. Says very important teaching in the Chandogya Upanishad. Sanat Kumara says to all that we are discussing to know the role of ahara in our life. Sanat Kumara says, Bhumaiva sukham. Bhuman means infinite. Anything that is finite cannot bring us happiness. It is limited in time and duration and quality. That one, all the worldly things are limited. They come and go. Ajyantamanta kaunteya nate shuramate buddha. We studied that in chapter 5, shloka 22 in the Gita. Limitations of worldly happiness. So Sanat Kumara says, Bhumaiva sukham. True happiness comes only from the infinite, which is our self. Atman, Brahman is infinite. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Nalpe sukhamasti. In the limited offerings that the world can give, property, money, possession, family, children, power, position, etc., sukhamasti, there is no happiness. So like this, he gives the teaching. Now, Narada's question is, where do I start? Which is our question too. All this Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, everything, Vedas, they are teaching us the highest knowledge, Atmajnana, devotion, everything. Narada Bhakti Sutra teaches devotion, everything. But where do I start? What do I do? Today I am here. What is the first step I have to take? So that is the most important. The first step we take is the most important step. Then other steps will reveal themselves to us as we begin our journey. Where do we start? So, Sanat Kumara says to Narada, very important statement. That's what we comes to the ahara. Sanat Kumara says, ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. Very important statement. Ahara means food. Ahara shuddhau, if the food is made clean, if you eat clean food, partake of clean food, shuddha, ahara shuddhau, sattva shuddhi. Sattva here means the mind. Mind becomes pure. You'll see the connection between food and mind, purity of mind. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. Sattva shuddhau dhruva smritihi. When the mind becomes pure, recollection of God becomes constant, unbroken. Now it is not constant. Sometimes remember God, sometimes we think about worldly things. Total and constant, unbroken remembrance, recollection of God will become possible when the mind is pure. Mind is not attracted to worldly things, which is what is happening now. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. Sattva shuddhau dhruva smritihi. When the recollection of God becomes constant, then smriti lambe sarvagrantinam vipramokshaha. All the knots of the heart are cut asunder when the mind becomes pure. Recollection becomes constant. Knots means the thing that tie us. K-N-O-T, knots. All of them go away. What are they? All the 6 things and many things. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, lust, anger, greed, pride, jealousy, those things we know. All of them will go away when mind becomes pure and we can practice recollection of God unbroken. Like a stream of oil from one container to another. Tailadhāravadamichinnam. How to achieve that one? That unbroken recollection of God. and freedom from all the weaknesses and impurities of the mind. That is achieved by āhāra shuddhihi. Now, in the commentary on this mantra in the Chandogya Upanishad, Shankaracharya says āhāra does not mean only what we eat and drink. That is only one kind of āhāra. We take in 5-6 kinds of āhāra every moment you are eating. Every moment, even when you're not eating in the dining room, we are eating here. Right now we are eating. What are we eating? All the things that we see, food to the mind. All the things that we hear, food to the mind through the ears. Everything that we touch, taste and smell. All are food to the mind. Through the various sense organs, Jnanendriya, they go and reach the mind. And all these things affect the mind in a very important way. What we hear affects the mind. So we should hear only good sounds, not bad sounds. What we see affects the mind. We should see only auspicious scenes. We should not hear any speech or sound such as profanity and all those things. They pollute the mind. That's why there is a very important prayer which we chant sometimes at the beginning of the class. May we hear only what is good with our ears. With our eyes, may we see only what is auspicious, etc. Bhadram karnebhi śṛṇuyāma devāh. O gods, may we hear with our ears only what is auspicious, bhadram, auspicious sounds, not all kinds of harmful lyrics and sounds. Similarly, let us see only auspicious signs, photos of gods and goddesses, divine personalities, not all kinds of things that they show in the movie and internet, harmful to the mind. They're all food, 5 kinds of food. Everything we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. So, āhāra taken in general sense is what is meant here. Āhāra shuddhau sattva shuddhihi. If you want our minds to become pure, purity of mind is a prerequisite for God realization, for pure devotion, for self-knowledge. If you want our minds to become pure, we have to control all the 5 input channels to the mind. See only what is auspicious, hear only auspicious sounds, and eat only auspicious, pure food, which is going to be described here, etc. Go to only good places, not all kinds of places. So that is āhāra, importance of āhāra. So here, in a limited sense, in shloka number 8, 9 and 10, Bhagavan described the food that we eat. There's only one kind of food. We should control all other 4 kinds of food. So let us come back to shloka number 8 now. What is āhāra? We have understood. Ayu sat balarogya sakha priti vivardhana rasya snigdha sthira hridya āhārastvapi priyaḥ. Foods promoting ayu, longevity. Certain types of food gives good health to the body and we can live longer, all the organs function properly for a long time. Harm kinds of food that people take, not only eating, drinking and smoking, all those something vaping, they do all those things. They all affect the longevity. They make the sense organs and the whole body weak. All kinds of diseases will come. Smoking, everything. But we should not do that then. Ayu, food that increases longevity, gives us vigor and sattva. Sattva means strength. Sattva bala, strength of mind. Sattva also means mind. The word sattva has several meanings. Sattva guna, sattva rajas tamas, that is one meaning of sattva. Sattva means the mind, sattva shuddhi. purity of mind. Sattva also means any object, anything that is there. So here it means sattva bala. Some people think it is two separate terms. Here it is said strength of mind, sattva bala. Strength, sattva means mind, bala means strength. A strong mind is necessary to achieve anything in life. God realization, devotion, knowledge cannot be achieved by a weak person. If the body is weak and mind is weak, what kind of sadhana can a person do? In the Upanishad it says, Nayamatma balahīnena labhyaha. Ayamatma, this Atman cannot be achieved, gained by balahina, a person who is weak, mentally weak, physically weak. So strength is necessary. That food gives us strength that must be eaten. Food that makes us weak should not be taken. Sattabala, arogya, that food that gives health, good health, conducive to good health. Sukha priti vivardhanaha, food that increases, enhances sukha. That means happiness. Priti means joy. Sukha priti vivardhana, though food that enhances happiness, brings us peace and joy. That kind of should be eaten. That's sattvic ahara. Second line is rasyaha. Rasa means essence. It must be tasty, delectable. Rasyaha. Snigdha. Snigdha means oleaginous. Oleaginous means it must not be dry, but somewhat oily, moist, oily. Snigdha. Sthiraha means firm. Hridyaha means appetizing. Hridya means something that is likable. We should like the food. Hridyaha, āhārastvapi, satyaka priyaḥ. This kind of food, that are all these qualities, they are sattvic people like this kind of food. Satyaka priyaḥ āhāraha. These kinds of sattvic food, sattvic people like this food. Tamasic people like different kinds of food that will come later. We should eat this kind of food. So here, foods promoting longevity, ayuhu, strength of mind, sattva-bala, arogya, good health, sukha, priti, vivardhanaha, that enhance comfort and pleasure and joy, which are tasty, delectable, rasyaha, oily, snigdhaha, sthiraha, firm, and hridyaha, appetizing, are dear to sattvic people. Sattvika priyaḥ āhāraha. So that is one kind of ahara which we should take. Then rajasic ahara, rajasic food that rajasic people like, that is described in sloka number 9. Katvam lalavanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha ahara rajasasyeshta dukkha shokamaya pradaha. Katu amla lavana atiushna tikshna uruksha vidahinaha. All description of rajasic food. What are they? Katu means bitter. Amla means sour, like tamarind, kind of sour kind of food. Katvyamla lavana, very salty food. Ati ushna, very hot food. Tikshna, pungent, that means very spicy kind of food. Tikshna, ruksha means dry food. Must be moist, snigdha. Tikshna ruksha vidahinaha, burning food. Ahara, this kind of food. Rajasasya ishta. Rajasic people like this kind of food. Very spicy food, sour food, They like Rajasic people, little bit spicy. They want the food to be very spicy and hot. They enjoy that one. Dukkha shoka maya pradaha. Prada means something that gives. Dukkha shoka amaya. That means it causes pain, suffering, shoka, sadness, and amaya means ill health. Sarve santu niramaya. We pray that one. Niramaya means free from ill health. Amaya means uh, disease. Some food that we eat, it causes some kind of disease in the body. Too much say spicy food may cause acidity, burning sensation. Vidahina, burning, some food that causes burning sensation. Some people enjoy that one. But what happens, our stomach and inner organs are very sensitive. The linings are sensitive. This kind of food erodes the layers of the stomach, esophagus, and other organs, and it's not good for the body. They cause diseases in the body. Acidity problem, acid reflux, and all those things will come. So these are foods that are dear to Rajasic people. Rajasa priyaḥ. Now we go to Rajaseshta. Now we go to shloka number 10, which describes tamasic food. Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayat uchchistamapi cha medhyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. Tamasapriyam bhojanam, food that is dear to tamasic people. What do they like? Yatayamam. Yama means a part of the night. 4 yamas are there, 3 hours each. Yatayama means stale, more than 3 hours old. Food should be prepared fresh and maybe kept for a short time. But if it is kept for a long time, it loses freshness. It becomes stale food. Yatayamam. That means food that has become stale, kept for a long period of time. Gatarasam. Gatarasam means it has lost its taste. Tasteless. Gatarasam means tasteless. Puti. Puti means durgandhi, Shankara says. Bad smell. They enjoy that one. Bad smell. Puti. Paryushitam. Decayed. Kept for a long time, it began to decay, that food. Uchishtamapi, leftover food. Uchishtamapi. So amedyam. Amedyam means impure food. Here Shankara says, ayajñārham in the commentary. Yajna means offering. When we offer food to somebody or to God in puja, it should be sattvic food. Clean, fresh, well prepared, not too spicy, etc. This is amedya means impure food, unfit to be offered, unfit to be taken by oneself, and unfit to be offered to other people. That kind of impure food. This kind of food, bhojanam, tamasa priyam, tamasic people like this one. Many years ago, I was listening to a lecture by one Mr. Panikkar. This was in the 60s. He was ambassador to China from India at that time. So he was giving a talk, and we asked him his experiences in China, and he said he was invited to a party, state dinner, all important people, politicians and diplomats are there. So he had to go as ambassador, and many different dishes were served. And one of them was looked different, and he ate it because you cannot ask all the distinguished people are there. So etiquette is something, I don't know. He ate it, and afterwards he asked someone What was that food that was like this one? Yes, it was a snake. Chinese people eat snake. Even to listen to that one, it was unpleasant to me. For them, it is a delicacy. All the important people are there, so prepared that delicacy food and offer to the VIPs and diplomats. Huh? There was some Panikkar. He was for some time ambassador to China. He gave a talk in 1962. And
a very good survey of Indian history. The same Panikkar.
I don't know. This was a talk he gave. I don't know. So he described this experience. We asked him what some of the interesting experiences you had in China. So this is what he mentioned. After hearing that one, I couldn't eat for 2-3 days.
They can eat many things for it.
Huh?
They can eat.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Small insects.
Yeah, the relation. Snake. No, anyway, that's we are not going to do that one. This is tamasa priyaḥ. So this the rajasic tamasic food you should avoid and take sattvic food. Before we leave the topic of food, let us remind ourselves one. Food means not only what we eat, everything that we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. All these are food. Every thought is food to the mind. If you think impure thoughts, you are polluting the mind. There's food to the mind. Thoughts are food to the mind. So 6 kinds of food. We should be very careful about what we think, what we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we touch and smell. Then mind becomes pure. If you eat a very nice sattvic food and watch all kinds of TV shows and hear all kinds of things, then mind will become impure. So all kinds of food must be pure. Now we go to 3 kinds of yajna. The importance of yajna we saw in chapter 3. Yajna, in a specific sense, means a ritual, Vedic ritual, Vedic yajna. There we set up a fire, invoke the presence of God there, and do all the offerings, yajna samagri, homa samagri, and a samit dipped in ghee, dry stick. On chanting mantras, Vedic mantras, we do all the offering. That is one kind of yajna. In general, yajna means any work that is done as an offering. Speaking about Bhagavad Gita is a kind of yajna, Gita yajna, jnana yajna. Eating is one kind of yajna. You remember Brahmarupananda Brahmahavihi? When we eat something or drink something, we are doing yajna. How eating can be called yajna? Because remember 15th chapter. There Bhagavan Shri Krishna said, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah. I think it's sloka number 14 in chapter 15. I have taken up residence, Praninam Dehamashritah, in the bodies of all living beings. Praninam Deham Ashritah. How is it present there? Vaishvanaro Bhutva. In the form of Vaishvanara Agni, the power of digestion. God is present within us. Animals, plants, human beings, He is present there. How is He present in a tree? You take, for example, the mango tree. Sometimes it grows in the wild, sometimes it is cultivated, fertilizer, everything is put. When it grows in the wild, what is the input? What does the tree eat? Water, rainwater that falls, nutrition from the soil, air and sunlight, the input. What does it produce? Beautiful, luscious, tasty mango fruit. What is the power in the tree that makes it able to produce such beautiful, tasty mango fruit from this kind of ordinary input? Nutrition from soil, etc., rainwater, etc. Similarly, in animal beings, God is present as Vaishvanara. Take the example of a cow. Here, cows are fed all kinds of artificial fodder, whatever things they feed in the farms. These are all highly mechanized farm. In India, what the cows are, they graze in the field, grass, and whatever people give, vegetable peelings and water in which rice has been washed, etc. These things people give, vegetable peelings and leftover food, they eat that. Cows. What do they produce? Very nutritious milk. What is there in the cow's body? That power that takes this ordinary input and produces nutritious milk. God's power is present there as Vaishvanara. Similarly, in our bodies, people eat all kinds of food. They have a nice dinner, and then they watch some TV, and then they go to bed. All night they sleep. God is working hard all night in our body, digesting the food. You are not digesting the food from your own effort. It's happening. Who is making it possible? Vaishvanara, Praninam Dehamashritah. He says, I am present in the bodies of all the living beings as Vaishvanara. What does he do there? I digest four kinds of food. Chaturvidhamannam pachami. Pranapana samayuktaha. Pachamyannam chaturvidham. All kinds of food that people eat. Food that is chewed, food that is taken, drunk, that is shipped. All these kinds of food, he digests. He's working for us round the clock. We eat and he digests. So every time we eat some food, take a morsel into the mouth, put in the mouth, you're doing an ahuti to the Vaishvanara Agni present there. That fire is there, burning. So eating must be done as yajna. Specifically mentioned in 927, shloka 27, chapter 9. Yadashnasi, yat koroshi yadashnasi, yajjahoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurusha madarpanam. Do it as an offering to me. Eating must be done as an offering to God. Not to enjoy the good taste, which you can do also, but it's an offering to God. Eating must be done. There's a certain way to eat. These are described in the Shastras, scriptures, how to eat. Washing ourselves, changing clothes, sitting in a clean place, and offering some first morsel of food to the bhutas, birds and animals, first before we eat, and then thinking about God, chanting God's name, not all kinds of gossiping and watching some football game, Super Bowl, and eating, drinking at the same time. No, improper way to eat. Nicely, as with reverence, with gratitude, with joy, thinking sattvic thoughts, chanting God's name, we should eat. Sacred activity, eating, yajna. So that is why so much importance was given to eating in the scriptures. So here, coming back to yajna, three kinds of yajna. Eating is one kind of yajna. So how it is to be done? Sattvic yajna, sloka number 11. Aphalakaṅkshiभिर्यज्ञो विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः samadhaya sa sattvikah. Sattvic yajna, how it is to be done. Sattvic sacrifice is offered without desire for its fruit. Aphalakaṅkshiभिः. Phalakanksha. Phala means fruit of our action, whatever we do. Akanksha means desire for the fruit of action. Desiring the fruit of our action, aphalakaṅkshiभिः, by those who do have no desire for the fruit of action. How action should be done as yajna. I have done this work. I'm offering it to you. Rest is up to you. I've done my part. Karma phala is up to you. Good or bad, success, failure, gain or loss, whatever comes, I will accept it. Equanimity is up to the Lord. And my part is to do the work nicely, efficiently, joyfully, with gratitude and love. I do all the work. There my part ends. Rest is up to him. That is doing all work as yajna. Everything that we do must be done as yajna. Secular activity that we do in the workplace, spiritual activities, japa, meditation, study scriptures, everything, puja, everything we do, everything must be done as offering, not seeking the fruit of action. That's up to him. Fruit will come definitely. All action will produce the result. But whatever it be, I accept it as prasada, God's grace. Doing my work and offering is my part. When the result comes, I accept it as God's grace prasada. Thank you. Like this one. Not complaining about the result. That came in the second chapter. Two important shlokas. Chapter 2, shloka 47-48. There Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, you have duty to do. Doing your duty is up to you, is under your control. You have some freedom there. Karmani evate adhikaraha. Phaleshu mate adhikaraha. You have no control over the fruit of action. You may be the doer, but result is not up to you. That we have difficulty accepting. I am the doer. Why should I not get the result I want always? No, other factors come into play in shaping the outcome of our work. Those other factors will be described in the next chapter, shloka number 14. We will come to that, 18th chapter. So doing the work as yajna is our part. Apalakangshibihi, without expecting, without attachment to the fruits of action. Vididrishtaha, as prescribed in the scriptures. Shastra Vitimutsurja we studied earlier. For do every action, any action, there is a procedure. Any action that we do has a procedure prescribed in that way, like procedure manual, instruction manual. In workplaces, we have instruction manual to do this, follow this procedure. You can't do any way you like. Follow the instruction given in the instruction manual. For our how to lead a whole life, there is instruction manual. They are the shastras. Lead your how to lead how to do every day, everything every day, morning till evening. What we should do, how we should do. Shastra describe that one. Teachers tell us that one. Following the instructions of the scriptures, vididrishtaha, according to the procedure described in the scriptures, yaha yajna ijjate, that yajna which is done, yashtavyameva iti manah samadhaya, determining in one's mind with the thought that this sacrifice is to be done. Yashtavyam. This work has to be done properly as yajna. That frame of mind should be there. Why am I doing this one? Because this is required to be done. This is my duty. This is a sacred duty. This is worship of God, offering to God. So I'm going to do it nicely, well as I can, with love and joy and gratitude. Frame of mind is important. The commenting on these slokas, Ranganathanandaji Swami in his Gita commentary, 3-volume book, he quotes a part of a shloka from Bhasa's work. Bhasa was a great dramatist and poet. So it says here, Prajñasya murkasya chakarya bhoge samattamabhyeti tanurna buddhihi. I liked it very much. There are people who are wise people, prajna, well-informed people, sattvic people, good thinking straight people, thinking straight. There are murkha, foolish people don't know, they don't want, they don't know how to think properly. Karya yoge tanuhu samatvam abhyeti. When they do any work, foolish person eats, a wise person eats. Same work they do. The difference is not in the difference is not in the work. Work is same. Eating is same. Foolish person eats, wise person eats. at the body level, tanuhu, at the body level, action is the same. You see both them are eating. But buddhihin, there is big difference in their attitude, in their mind. What happens in the mind of a wise person when he eats or does any work? What happens in the mind of a foolish person when he eats or does any work? Quite different. Mindsets are different. Frame of mind is different. One elevates the person, one takes the person down. If you do any work in a tamasic way, it takes us down, brings us suffering. If you do the same work is same. In a sattvic way, as described here, then that work elevates us, improves, enhances our life, and helps us to go towards the goal of life, reach the goal of life, God realization. In physically, there is no difference. But in the mindset, attitude, big difference is there between a wise person and a unthinking person. So coming back to this sloka here, yajna, number 11, aphalakangshibihi vididrishta yajjate. That yajna which is done without expecting result therefrom, as prescribed in the Shastras, according to the procedure described in the scriptures. Yastavayameva iti manah samadhaya. Concentrating the mind that this work has to be done, is required to be done. I'm going to do it properly, nicely, as well as I can, with love and devotion and joy and gratitude. Nicely. With that frame of mind, if work is done, yajna is done, it is sattvika yajna. This is important shloka. We have to do all our work, very simple work, something very big or great. Most of the time, most of our life, we do very ordinary routine work. Every day from morning till evening, we don't do great things. Ordinary people like us. Some people do great things in their life. But even the smallest work that we do must be done nicely, properly, with love and efficiently. Yoga Karmasya Kaushala Misa before in second chapter. A very small thing. I used to know a Swamiji. His name was Swami Nishresananda, Ramakrishna Mission's Order Swami in South Africa, Zimbabwe. He passed away a long time ago. His every movement was a symphony in movement. Very beautiful. Simply keeping the cup like this, he would keep it in such a nice way, to joy to see him work. Keeping the book, reading, talking, everything, every word he spoke was music to the ears and food for the mind. No unnecessary word, no extra word, no useless word. Every speech, everything that he did, moving from this place to that place, to just watch him do the ordinary things was a great joy. That's how we should try. Anything haphazardly, whatever we like, putting this, putting there, and not good. Every action must be done as yajna, offering, fit to be offered to God. Anything that I do must be done in such a way that I can offer it to God nicely without feeling bad. Something bad if I do, how can I offer it to God? You have to offer all work to God, as repeatedly Sri Krishna says in different places in the Gita. Whatever you do, offer it to me, he says. So if I have to offer my work to God, it should be done nicely. I can't give something haphazardly done to God and say it's my offering. So that is Sattvic Yajna, everything, every activity. Now we go to Rajasic Yajna. Sloka number 12. Abhisandhayat phalam dambharthamapi chaiva yat yajjate bharatashrestha tam yajñam viddi rajasam. Rajasa Yajna, Rajasic Yajna. Phalam abhisandhaya, desiring for the fruit of our action. Offered with desire for its fruit. Yajna, dānaṃ, yajna. Dambharthamapi, for show. Damba means ostentation, show. Everybody should notice that I am doing this, and to draw attention of people with what I am doing. Wise people do it everything quietly. Nobody knows that they are working. They do a lot of work. Nobody, knows, they don't have to know, no publicity, nothing. Quietly they do the work behind the scenes. Ordinary people make a lot of noise and visibility. They want attention. Everybody should know I'm doing this work. Noisy. No, not for show. Dambha means show. Dambharthamapi. In order to show off, advisandayita phalam, desiring fruit of action, and in order to draw attention, to show off, to gain visibility and appreciation, ijate yajñam, yajjate, whatever yajna we do, bharata shrestha, tam yajñam rajasam vidhi, that is rajasic yajna. Quietly, nicely, what we should do should be done nicely, without drawing attention. Noisy show off, no, should not be there. That is rajasic. Expecting results, phalam abhisandhaya. Then, tamasic yajna, sloka number 13. Vidihinam asrishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam śṛddhā virahitam yajñam tamasam parichakshate. Tamasic yajna. Vidihinam, without following the proper procedure. Vidhi means procedure. See, in the last sloka of the previous chapter, sloka number 24, chapter 16, Bhagavan emphasized the importance of following the proper procedure to do any work. Small or big work should be done in the proper way, prescribed way, not any way we like. You remember the sloka, last sloka in chapter 16, verse number 24. She says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Akarya Vivastitau Jnatva Shastravidhanoktam Karma Kartumiharkasi. Shastravidhanoktam. Vidhana means procedure. Uktam is, as mentioned, described in the Shastras. Iha karmam kartum arhasi. Iha means in this life, in this world, you have to do all the work. And how do you decide what to do, what not to do? Karya akarya vyavastitau. Karya means something that is to be done. Akarya means something that should not be done. Vyavastitau. In deciding what to do, what not to do, how do you decide? Shastram te pramanam. Scriptures are our guidelines. So here it says, coming back to sloka number 13, Vidihinam, not following the vidhi procedure prescribed in the Shastras, anyway we like. Mantrahinam, without chanting proper mantras. Yajna means offering. Yajna procedure, any ritual should be done. Chanting mantras nicely, properly, not mispronouncing mantras. Mantrahinam adakshinam. When you perform any ritual, yajna, puja also, we have to give some dakshina, means a little offering to the people assembled there, to the priest and other people assembled there. Without giving dakshina, we should not do any ritual. Adakshinam, saddha virahitam, without faith, without earnestness. Saddha means earnestness, not haphazardly, perfunctorily. Oh, I have to do this one, somehow I'll get it done. Not like that. With joy and love, with earnest, nicely, joyfully, with prem, love, say, with prem, say, with love, you have to do the work. Enjoy what you do. Joyfully we should do. It enhances our personality, makes us better people, takes us closer to God. Everything that we do joyfully. Not with anger, not out of jealousy. Some people work out of jealousy. Some department, sales, that man has so much amount he has sold, proceeds. I'm going to show him that I can do more than that one. The attitude is not doing one's best. I want to show that I can do more than he. That kind of attitude, competition, jealousy also, anger, not proper. Nicely, joyfully, with love, everything has to be done according to proper procedure prescribed in the scriptures. Vidihinam. Without doing that, tamasic yajna. Vidahinam asrishtanam, food should be served. Whenever any puja, worship, or even Vedanta class is done, we have to offer some little, at least some snacks we have to offer. Otherwise, empty stomach. So food should be served as a part of any yajna. Asrishtanam, without preparing food, should not be done. Tamasic yajna it will become. Shraddha virihitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. So far we have seen three kinds of ahara. Ahara means everything that we see, touch, taste, hear, and smell and think. Not only the food that we eat. Satvik, it must be three kinds of yajna. Satvik, rajasic, tamasic yajna. So we should do always satvik. Any work that we do should be done satvik, should be done as satvik yajna. Then what happens? Our whole personality will enhance, we become better people for doing something in that way. If you do haphazardly, it diminishes our personality. It won't help us to grow spiritually, even in the worldly sense. If you do work, our office work, if you do haphazardly, we will not be successful in the office of work. If you do joyfully, nicely, efficiently, everybody will like our work. Everybody likes us to be their co-worker because he does the work so nicely. Well, everyone likes to work with such a person. If a person works haphazardly, sometimes angry, sometimes late, doesn't like to work, who wants to work with such a person in the office? Everybody shuns him. So work that we do must enhance our personality, make us unselfish, take us closer to God. Everything is worship. So this way, we shall continue yajna. Two more are there, dana and tapas, in the remaining chapter. This chapter is a very easy chapter, not much difficult philosophy there, just practical instructions how to do our work. So we shall stop here with a closing prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may all be happy. May all be free from diseases and other problems. May all realize and practice what is noble and auspicious. May no one be subject to any kind of suffering. Om peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. Adhyatmika Shanti. May there be peace and harmony amongst all the beings. No ill will, no hatred, no animosity, only love, mutual love and respect among all beings. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. Adi Devika Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you all. All of you stay well, and God willing, we shall see you next week. Namaskar. End.